gonna back your bro? Just watch when I backed his bro. Only caught him trying to catch a troll. Should have dead when I back that pole. Bro, are you gonna back your bro? Just watch when I backed his bro. Only caught him trying to catch a troll. Should have dead when I back that pole. You're a fake little fuck. It should have been me when your juice got sucked. I came for you and got bucked. You stayed in the ride when the ops got touched. Can't get bunk, I live too far. How my niggas outside of your yard in the car? How my niggas outside of your yard in the whizzer? How you think I know you ain't outside, nigga? Should have dead when I that trigger. Half press player try to visit that bigger. Don't cap, man, you know man's realer. How you gonna cool man cap, little nigga? Look, press pay for your crib, not the 30 quid when you ran out of chips. And I know you're pissed. Don't chat shit, come and put me in risk. What did you do when your brother got run over? Big dip when your brother nearly got turn over. What did you do when your brother got run over? Big dip when your brother nearly got.
And hello everybody, welcome back to Media Long Note Tournament 3. We are now here for another 3 matches as this is now officially 16 UTC. We do have the first of 3 matches that is the top priority, at least according to the sheet given to us staff. This is going to be around a 64 match between the number 4 seed TingMomentum versus the 61 seed Babibelbleu. Refereeing this match at least is Yosh once again. Streaming this match once again is going to be Log45 VS. I am Park is Great. Joining by with me is again the one and only Sun Apple. How are you doing?
Hello, hello. I'm doing good, and I'm excited to see 2 players actually play. This is Team's warm-up. This is not the song that is in the bottom left. I think it's a custom map, actually. So, interesting to see Babibelbleu opting to play with flashlight. Probably good thing so you don't have to see the map itself.
Yep, that's right. So, this is a pretty interesting pretty interesting match. I mean, on one side, at least the overwhelming favorite for this match, at least TingMomentum. What more can be said about TingMomentum other than the fact that, aside from him being like one of the best, not just the best player from the United Kingdom, but also just a pretty good tournament player in general.
Yeah, and especially Ting being seed 4 in this is going to be quite a good advantage for them, but Babibelbleu, nothing to scoff at. They did pretty well on their overall stages, having their best stage being stage 2 with seed 53 on that. So maybe a bit more physical, so they're going to be wanting to pick some maps that are pretty good in their skill set.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting to see.
Yep. So for about Babibelbleu, actually no stranger to the tournament scene as well. Did competed in some tournaments. He did compete in the inaugural Toho Mania Cup back then, which his team got eliminated in the group stage. He also competed in other tournaments like Soft 5, also competed in Tournament 3. That's like at least some of the more notable tournaments that Babibelbleu played in. Doesn't play too much Osimania these days, but he does play a lot of Quaver now. And according to the Quaver leaderboards, he is ranked 290 on Quaver around the world, and he is the number 8 French player, at least from the country ranks that he has. So pretty. Yeah, so it's a pretty interesting matchup between Osimania player taking on a player that's more known for playing Quaver, and Quaver does have like some varieties that like Osimania don't really provide, especially with like some of the SVs that they do offer. I thought it looks really cool, but this is an SV tournament. This is an Osimania tournament.
Yep. And we won't be seeing any SVs here. It's just LNs. And that'll be very interesting to see how both players are able to perform on these maps.
Yep. Alrighty, with that, that is going to be it. So Ting's warm up is finished. Think. Uh, I think we're going to get into Babibelbleu's warm up soon. I would suppose.
Yep, unless they opted to not
Oh no,
to skip it.
Rose.
Oh,
What?
okay,
What
I guess they
the?
did, and
What?
Babibelbleu
What
Going
the?
with an 100 roll, how are we supposed to predict that?
What is this? this is. This is. I'm sorry, but this is just too funny not to take note of. But wow.
Uh, I think that was like one of the first 100 rolls. So very, very good to see. And Babibelbleu opting to pick, ban, and protect second.
Yep, so this is going to give Ting the opportunity to do get the first hand on the protects and bans.
Yep, and Ting going for Chinese dress, quite a dense release map. Probably gonna a pretty good map for them, especially because of how good Ting's act is on the earlier stages.
Yep. Um, so if we can go to our map pool, we will see Ting protecting China Dress, and Tokyo Ghetto is going to be the map protected from Babibelbleu. So China Dress, that's Density 3, and you also have Tokyo Ghetto, that is Consistency 3.
And their bans are gonna be Disco Kawaii from TingMomentum, a very, very common ban from what I've seen. It's been actually a common ban and protect. I think it's mostly because it's quite a hard map just to get really good act on. It's really easy just to get 200s right before the inverse section. And Babibelbleu opting into ban Fascinating Cat's Eye, a pretty easy map to get a bunch of 200s on, so maybe Babibelbleu just doesn't want to have that scenario happen.
Yep, so that is going to be it for the protected bans. Now we are getting into the picks right here, and Ting's wasting no time. He's going with Consistency 2, Desperate by All 3, Mapper made by Reveal.
Yeah, this has been one of the more common picks from what I've been seeing. I believe it's just because it's quite easy to get a consistent score on it. Just really easy to get a decent FC as long as you're like staying decently focused. But it's mostly going to be based on this act and Babibelbleu continuing on this flashlight. They may be a flashlight player from what I'm guessing.
Yeah, that is going to be an interesting way. I hope like this is something like, oh, I forgot to to change it, but unless if Bobby is a flashlight, oh, he is a flashlight player. Okay then,
All right.
interesting to know.
Well, Ting is able to hold off Babibelbleu by having a really, really impressive civ, 99.95. My god, this is like the highest I've seen so far from most players.
Yep. So far, we are seeing, as expected from, tips pretty much from like top 10 seeds, typically. And even if they do like struggle like early game, it's really their skills are really going to stand out on the late game. And Ting's late game long notes is no slouch. I mean, his late game for long notes, he could definitely combat against some of the more LN oriented players. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how Ting will do as the tournament progresses.
Yeah, definitely. I think some of these top like 10 seeds all have a chance of actually winning it. It'll be really, really interesting to see how it turns out in the later stage. Going to be really dependent on how well you can do late game. And I believe Ting is one of those players that can do pretty much everything. But we're coming to the end of this map. Babibelbleu getting quite a few 200s, really not helping when Ting has the 99.9.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very respectable score from Babibelbleu. I mean, even with the freaking flashlight mod as well, not to mention, not oh, that also needs to be mentioned. But, very impressive scores from both players. Teague with a 91 300 with 91 300s only. That's insane. A V1 SS of 99.91% from Teague. Yeah,
My
that's
God, that is such a good score from Ting.
yep.
Well, that
So,
was a PB too.
oh, nice. That's really impressive for TingMomentum as he will get his first point of this match. Babibelbleu though, I mean 986 with flashlight. I don't know how anyone can do that. Bobby's built different after all, but with this in mind, we are going into Consistency 3 Tokyo Ghetto. Now this
Yep.
is, I believe, that long map, or this is like that long LM map, which is like 4 minutes, OD of 7, BPM of 140. I think
Yeah,
that's.
this
Oh,
map
go
is
ahead.
3 minutes long, actually. Just being a bit cut, just having, I believe, the beginning cut a bit since it's kind of like boring. But this is also Babibelblue's protect, so maybe trying to go just for an early protect win, trying to get this confidence back up. Morale is pretty important when it comes to tournament play, in my opinion. So if Babibelblue is able to take this point, it would be so good for them.
Yep. One can only hope that Babibelbleu can recover, but it's like what we're anticipating. Like Seed 4 versus Seed 61, technically, you know, not. I mean, especially with like top seeds, not too many good things can come out of it. But I mean, at least if Babibelbleu could score a point, I think that would be a huge morale booster. No matter whether if you win or lose, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's still possible for these lower seeded players to be able to take a point if the higher seed does miss or like once or twice actually. So it is still going to be decently close. Ting is going to have to keep their A game up, just being able to stay consistent on any of these maps. But we're already a fourth of the way through. Ting having continuing with this 99.9 reign.
Yeah, 99.93% from TingMomentum so far right here. Babibelbleu with a pretty respectable 99.71% accuracy right there, as we are somewhat halfway in terms of how many long notes these players are gonna have to go through. There's like around 2,300 notes that they're gonna have to do.
Yep, and as you did say, we're halfway through. Ting just continuing, just holding on to this 99.93. I don't think I've seen them drop below 99.92, and that's crazy. Babibelblue trying their best with their 99.9, 99.7, but it's just really, really far.
Yep, and we can just already see the score is somewhat extending in favor of Ting. Ting manages to, or somewhat manages to get his accuracy up by 0.01%, 99.94. Very impressive to see here.
Yep, and we're coming up to the ending of the map, but only a quarter of the map left. Ting still increasing their accuracy. While Babibelblue just continuing onto this 99.7, just trying to get as close as possible as they could.
Yeah, we are almost near. We are now about an eighth of the map left to go. I think this is. I think we're probably going to see the highest score on Consistency 3, at least, well, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any scores higher than this from many players, at least from what I've seen. I do think somebody like Demi, who we will be seeing in the next hour, or Miku, who we did see. I don't know whether the Miku did play this, but
Oh
there's
my
a chance that they
god.
got better scores. But still, a 1 to 20 ratio on Tokyo Ghetto is insane.
What?
Almost 998.
102 300s only. Almost a 998K that came out of Take Momentum. That is disgusting. Just even looking at these stats right there, like, man, like, don't get me wrong, that was a very very good score from Babibelbleu, but Take Momentum is just on a different level.
Yeah, it's just how that is, and Ting saying that they easily 998K that map, so even scarier, but immediately going out for their protect. China dress.
China dress is going to be the next pick. Pick coming out of Team Momentum, Density 3 will be the next pick. Rapper made by One Crystal. Song made by Meme. This is a 2-minute, 2-second map with OD of 7. This is the longest map in terms of the density map pool, so another thing to take note of. And I guess, wait,
I
they
think
already started.
yeah, but I think we're just downloading the map right now.
Okay, so we're just going to take some slight technical difficulties right here, Dad. At least we can wait until the stream gets back. The maps are all set up, at least for the stream client.
Yep, just waiting a slight bit for China Dress to go ahead and download this map is quite short, so hopefully we're gonna be able to get there in time before it ends.
Yep, so now we are getting set for or hopefully for China dress. Yeah, you need. So okay, there's some technical difficulties. So I don't know if this means that we can be able to show China dress to you guys.
I feel like we most likely won't be able to, just because it looks like we still have the unupdated version, which was because China Dress was updated so that its OD was 7 instead of 6. Just trying to compensate for these players being insane at accuracy. Since I feel like if it was OD 6, it'd be it'd be a bit too easy for some of these players.
Yep. I guess we're probably not going to be showing China dress then, I guess.
Alright, but I have just been given the link to Auraah versus Kiraz, which is also another game that is going on right now. And actually
yeah.
Auraah taking their first point. So we most likely may be able to see that match as long as it goes after the Einar versus 0-2 Snow match, which is also going on at this time, which as soon as this one is over, we will most likely be swapping to that one, I think. Oh, no, actually. We will be swapping to Auraah versus Kiraz.
Alrighty, alrighty, so I guess map's over. It looks like TingMomentum is going to, I guess win the next map?
Yep.
Yep, okay, so Ting will win this one. I don't know what was the score for those, I don't know what was the score for those two for the players that did play China dress, but hopefully I could if I could find it, then I will reach out. Oh no, Polly did provide it to me, so thank you for that. Thank you to Polly. So okay, so in China dress, both players FC'd, but TingMomentum had a 998k with 89 300s. Another V1 double S from TingMomentum. This is Tig's third straight map that he went V1 double S.
Yep, and we will be seeing match point for TingMomentum. Babibelbleu needs to win this point if they want to continue into the winner's bracket. And this is going to be Calamatous. I believe this technical won a lot of reverse shields and shields in general in this map. Basically just an introduction to those two patterns, which are very heavy in patterns or in maps such as timing hells, which we won't be seeing for quite a bit. But we'll be seeing basically baby timing hells very soon.
Yep. So right, and I think this is a pretty good pick from Bobby. I do think that if there's a map that do see the best chances of him winning a map, I do think it's this one. I think, you know, similarly with how Dark Mewtwo was able to beat Sudden Death, it was because of this map. So I think I have faith that, you know, the same could potentially happen.
Yep, and Ting having the worst accuracy out of all these maps that they've been playing is actually pretty good for Babibelbleu as long as they're able to have their accuracy or increase. Because if Ting misses, there's a chance for Babibelbleu to continue taking this map and
I
hopefully not making it a sweep.
I don't know about this because yes, like, well, yes, if Ting breaks, it does give Babibelbleu an opportunity to come back, but Bobby's at 99.44% accuracy, and there's a huge accuracy gap between these two players. I think a chain break from Ting is what Bobby will need, but it's not going. It's especially with how we're seeing Ting doing right now. I just don't think it's just going to be possible at the end. I think that TingMomentum, this is like Ting's match to lose, and yeah, we are at the end of the map right here, and that's just going to be it. So your winner of this match is going to be TingMomentum with almost a 995k. Almost another V1SS, so his V1SS streak will unfortunately snap. Could not get his fourth straight map, but still, regardless, it was very, very, very good. However, um,
Yep, and TingMomentum will be facing off with Chino, and Babibelbleu will be facing off Lolita, who we just saw finish in our last stream.
yep. And so, as it stands right now, it's just going to be TingMomentum winning this match. With this divide, I think you said we're going with the Kiraz versus
Yep. Congratulations to TingMomentum for taking the match. Being able to advance into the winner's bracket is quite a big thing, but all these players in the winner's bracket are pretty intense.
Yep, so we are going into Auraah versus Kiraz now. Hopefully, we are going to get that map set up.
Yep.
There we go. So, Auraah versus Kiraz. Kiraz, a player from Italy. One thing I remember from Kiraz was that I believe he played for Italy for this year's Mania World Cup. I could be wrong, but I am going at the NWC page just to confirm. Yeah, he did. He was the team captain for the Italian team this year.
Ooh, so Auraah is gonna have quite a big thing to fight, but their accuracy is pretty good, pretty well known for their really good LN accuracy, and as they have been playing for quite a few years from what I know. And we can really see it here, having the 99.8 on Fascinating Cat Eye, a very difficult map to have good accuracy on.
Yeah, and yeah, Kiraz, another pretty much involved in the tournament scene. If I remembered correctly, he hosted Normal Notes tournament. And I also remembered that he did participate in, I believe, in Soft 6. Unfortunately, it went out in the group stage from what I remember. And he also competed in Hollow Mania as well. I believe his team went as far as in the quarterfinals, I believe, as he was on Ganyu from Hollow Live team with Lurk and Nepco, two Russian players, two known Russian players at least. But his opponent is going to be Auraah, which right now Auraah is holding a 2-0 lead right now. Auraah, I'm saying so many things right now that at this rate I don't even know if I'm literally right or if I'm wrong. But all you need to know from Auraah is that Auraah.
I think they've been playing MWC since like 2019 or something insane. They've been playing for quite a long time, and you can definitely see that from having the 1-200 on the Fascinating Cat Eye, which is this map is really, really hard to get a V1 double S on. So having a 1-200 is actually really, really good.
Oh
And
yeah.
that makes it match point for Aurora already.
Yeah, Auraah, with his third point of the match, and now a match point for the Frenchman, as I believe he is now up. That's his second break point. Now, interesting fact about Auraah is that he did play in the inaugural Long Note tournament, Long Note Tournament 1, where he went all the way to the semifinals against Mifa, which is a pretty interesting fact that I want you guys to take notice of. Aurora, like you mentioned, competed in like MWCs for a while. First appeared in 2020, finished
Oh,
in
oh.
top nine, finished in like top nine. So I would so that's like around loser semifinals. And you
Yep.
know he's also competed in Total Mania Cup 2, Speed of Light 2, as well as other tournaments, as well as like Mania French tournaments, a country exclusive tournament as well. But aside from that, you know, a pretty interesting tournament resume from Auraah, a very respectable player. Um, from you know a very top one of the best French players in the tournament scene right here, and we're seeing no difference from why Aurora is doing really well. He is the number 10 seed for a reason.
Yeah, and as I was saying, all the seeds from like 1 to 10 are really, really good overall. And I think it's really going to be coming down to how well they can play late game. And I know Aurora is pretty good in mid game, so I'd like to see how they play their later game. But I also want to add that the Einar versus 02 Snow match has now finished. Einar was able to take it 4-0.
Oh man, that's so sad because I really wanted to commentate that match because I know those players so much that I could literally give you guys like years of their tournament experience into like a 3 minute summary. But I mean, congratulations to Einar for winning that match against Zero to Snow. So this will mean that Zero to Snow will be moving down to the losers round of 32 against, I believe, Jarem Purem, and Einar will be moving up to the um, winners round of 32 against the number 3 seed, Silvesca else. Yeah, I don't know. That's
Yep. Those are intense matchups, but focusing more on the match that's at hand, Aurora having this 99.85, really, really good. Just being able to be consistent on these kind of LNs, really big strength that a lot of players really should have, especially if you're in the top 10. And Kira is trying to do their best to have good ratio, but 99.37 is still respectable, but it's really, really massive compared to Aurora's back.
yeah. I mean, it's yeah. You can just see the experience from just being the big standout here. I mean, Kiraz, I mean, definitely doing pretty good right now for this map, but again, I mean, I did mention about how both of these players have like tournament experience. They played in some of the biggest Mania tournaments the community offers, but when it comes to Auraah, his performances do stand out just slightly better um, than most of the players, you know. And we're just seeing it right here. It's going to be the end of a valiant effort from Kiraz, but this was Auraah's game to win, and he was able to perform when it matters. So another match that finishes in 4-0, your winner of this match is going to be Auraah.
Yep. And do you know who these players are going to be up against in the next round? Pork is
Oh
great.
yes. So Kiraz is going to be moving down to the losers round of 32 against Zerg, and Pretty interesting round of 32 as Auraah is going to be moving up to the winners round of 32 against Walmart 5193.
Ooh, those are going to be some interesting matches, and that'll be it for this little section. We still have one last match, and it's going to be probably a match that a lot of people have been waiting for. Demi versus Flima. Demi obviously being the LN specialist that he is, #1 seeded on every single tournament, or on every single qualifier, which is just crazy. And Flima, trying to fight Goliath.
Yeah, this is going to be, something exciting, at least to watch if you like watching anything. But if you're held back, I mean, all I will just say is, at least you made it to the tournament at least as the 64 seed, because I know there's like 40 other players that didn't made it in, would die to have a spot to play against or at least not literally against the #1 seed, but at least to make it through the bracket stage at least. But just see how. But yeah, that's just all there needs to be said. So the match is going to be in 28 minutes from now. It will be the last match number 32 of this round of 64, and after that we should be done with the round of 64 matches, in which I don't know if the showcase for round of 32 already happened, but if not, then I remember it was going to be shown at around 22 UTC, so please look forward to that.
Yep, it's going to be very, very interesting to watch. But other than that, we'll see y'all next time. See y'all in about 30 minutes. Goodbye.
Yep. Bye.